Hollywood stardom is a fragile thing. Hard work, sacrifice and luck are all needed to become a star. But having all three doesn't necessarily mean you'll become one. And even if you do work hard and succeed in making it to the top, there is no actual guarantee you'll stay there.
Brilliant news!
Number 1. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is a top Hollywood actor who has won multiple awards and starred in multiple blockbuster movies, earning millions of dollars and consolidating his name in history. So what happened? How did he go from starring in box office hit after box office hit in the 90s to nearly a dozen direct-to-video films in the last 5 years? Nick has not only earned a lot of money over the years, but he's also spent a lot. He's bought 15 mansions, including 2 castles in Europe, a private island in the Bahamas, 50 cars including 9 Rolls Royce, 30 motorbikes, 4 yachts, a pet crocodile, a shark, an octopus, 2 albino king cobras, and paid millions for expensive jewelry, artwork and exotic items, like the skull of a Tarbosaurus. However, one thing he didn't pay for was his taxes, and in 2010 he owed the IRS $14 million. Since then, Nick has virtually disappeared from the movie theaters and has been selling everything he can, opting for voice roles work and direct-to-video films to earn some quick money in order to pay off his debts. Number 2. Brendan Fraser. In the early 2000s, Brendan's career was on the up. He starred in George of the Jungle, The Mummy Trilogy, Bedazzled and Crash. But towards the end of 2008, Brendan's career suddenly stopped and he disappeared. The reasons for his disappearance were that over a period of 7 years, he had to undergo various major surgeries for injuries incurred whilst filming stunts. In 2003, he had allegedly been sexually assaulted by the president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, Philip Burke. In 2007, his wife was divorcing him and his mother had got cancer, and all this led to depression. In an interview in 2018, Brendan explained that the depression, his health issues and backlash over speaking out against Philip Burke had led to people within the industry not actively pursuing him for roles, and it had also led to his own lack of interest in auditioning for them. Number 3. Stacy Dash. Stacy is best known for her role in the 1995 film Clueless and the television series of the same name. In 2016, Stacy published a book that basically explains her demise in the title. There Goes My Social Life, From Clueless to Conservative. Hollywood is a land of Democrats. Being a Republican in Hollywood is akin to being a Democrat in Utah. Her comment about trans people's rights to use the bathroom of their choice, infringing on her own rights, her support for Trump, and her suggestion that Black History Month should be cancelled because it causes segregation are just some of the things that made her hugely unpopular with the general public, agents and Hollywood in general. Since landing parts as an actor is largely about popularity, ironically just like the plot of the film Clueless, she was blacklisted. Number 4. Jim Caviezel. Jim Caviezel's career was on the up in the late 90s and early 2000s, until he was offered the role of Jesus Christ in Mel Gibson's 2004 film The Passion of the Christ. Even though Mel Gibson warned him that it was a controversial role in a controversial film and would probably damage his career, Jim saw it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and agreed. In 2011, he stated that good roles had been hard to come by ever since making The Passion of the Christ. But the film may not be the only reason for his fall from Hollywood grace. Jim is a devout Catholic and puts his belief before his career. He refuses to do sex scenes or get undressed for the camera, and his political views are strictly conservative. He has spoken out against stem cell research and abortion, and his views vastly differ from Hollywood's more liberal ones. Number 5. Richard Simmons. After changing his lifestyle, exercising and eating healthier, Richard Simmons lost 123 pounds. And after seeing how well it had worked for him, Simmons decided to share his method with the rest of the world. He began a 40-year-long career with his own TV shows, commercials, radio shows and a 4-year-long role on General Hospital. But for some reason in 2014, Richard Simmons just completely disappeared. In 2016, people began to speculate about his disappearance. Some claimed his housekeeper was holding him hostage. A year later, the LAPD visited his home for a welfare check, and they stated that Simmons was perfectly fine. That same year, people began to claim that his retreat was because he was undergoing a sex change. And in April 2017, Simmons was hospitalized with severe indigestion. Although shortly after the event, he posted on Facebook, "I'm not missing, just a little under the weather." The photo he included in the post was from 2013. This led to more speculation about how maybe Simmons was just sick of the healthy lifestyle and probably was just sitting at home binging on burgers. Whatever the reasons for his disappearance from the limelight may be, his complete silence on the matter only adds more fuel to the fire. Number 6. Vince Vaughn. Vince's disappearance from Stardom is occurring because his style of humour pretty much limits him to a certain type of film. However, after a few very similar films, it grows predictable and tiresome. His latest films, Unfinished Business and Delivery Man, flopped so badly at the box office that now there is no interest in making yet another cookie-cutter Vince Vaughn comedy. Vince starred in True Detective Season 2 in an attempt to break free from the casting pigeonhole he was in, much like Matthew McConaughey had done in Season 1. But a ridiculous storyline and dull script meant that his efforts in True Detective only led him to go from mediocre comedy star to mediocre crime drama star. Another thing that isn't helping Vince are his conservative political views, his opinions on gun control, and his collaborations with fellow Hollywood blacklister Mel Gibson. All of these things together mean that Hollywood not only finds it hard to find a role that will work for him, but doesn't really have much interest in looking for one in the first place. Number 7. Monique. In 2009, Monique won an Oscar for her work on the film Precious. But after this, instead of continuing to rise, her career plummeted. Before winning the Oscar, Monique had refused to promote the film, stating that she wasn't being paid for that and it wasn't part of her contract. During her acceptance speech, instead of thanking producers and directors for the opportunity given, she chose to give the Academy a negative compliment by thanking them for making it about the performance and not the politics. This comment wasn't taken well because it's insinuated that all the runners-up were only there because of politics. Monique has had public disagreements with the director and producer of the film. She's had an ongoing feud with Oprah, Monique claiming that Oprah had her blacklisted and wasn't supporting a black female but making her life difficult. And she tends to have a habit of rubbing people the wrong way. After receiving an offer of $500,000 for a Netflix comedy special, Monique decided to sue Netflix, claiming that Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle earned $20 million for a special, Amy Schumer $13 million, and she was only offered $500,000 because she was being discriminated for being a black woman. Netflix said that their offer had nothing to do with gender or race and was given considering the number of people they believed would watch her comedy special and how much it would earn. So what do you think? Was Monique blacklisted because of gender or colour bias, or is her ego just too big to fit in Hollywood? Comment below and please like and subscribe for more.